If you've opened Search Console lately and felt your stomach just completely drop yet, you're absolutely not alone. We're going to break down exactly what's happening with Google's 2026 AI overviews, the data behind the panic, and more importantly, the new playbook to actually win your organic traffic back. Let's get right into it.
So why exactly is your organic traffic just vanishing? Well, look, this isn't some minor algorithm tweak that we can just wait out. Something fundamentally structural has changed in how Google delivers information. If we want to survive and actually thrive in this new landscape, we have to understand exactly what we're up against.
Let's look at the numbers. Independent research from Ahrefs shows that as of March 2026, Google AI overviews are touching roughly 48% of all queries. Think about that, nearly half. This isn't a beta test anymore. It's a massive, permanent shift. Just between December 2025 and March 2026, we saw coverage jump by nearly 58%. The traditional search results page? It's basically unrecognizable now.
And here's the real kicker. Pew Research Center analyzed about 68,000 real user queries and found a brutal 46.7% relative decline in click-through rates whenever these AI overviews show up. Users are getting their answers spoon-fed right at the very top of the page. Honestly, only about 1% of them are actually clicking a link inside that AI box.
Section 1. Understanding Google's AI shift. Let's unpack the basics here to separate the facts from the fiction and see what's actually happening under the hood.
First up, AI overviews. These have become the literal front door of search for 2.5 billion monthly active users across more than 200 countries. And a lot of these folks, they just think they're doing a regular old Google search. The system synthesizes answers from multiple web pages and slaps them right at the top, pushing down traditional organic listings in featured snippets.
Now, don't confuse this with AI mode. AI mode is a totally separate conversational tab. Think of it like a dedicated research assistant. Users stay inside the Google ecosystem much longer to do complex planning. It uses a really fascinating technique called query fan-out to take one giant, complex question and break it down into a bunch of smaller subqueries.
And then we have Gemini. This is the standalone chatbot app, but it's also the underlying brain powering all of Google's AI features, not the search results page itself. Google is definitely moving toward merging AI overviews and AI mode throughout 2026. But the raw intelligence, that all flows directly from Gemini.
Now, how is this pain actually being distributed? Desktop searches are taking an absolute beating, suffering a staggering 50% drop in clicks when an AI overview pops up. Mobile is a bit softer, sitting at roughly a 30% drop, because, mobile screens already push organic results way down anyway, so the AI box has a slightly less dramatic impact there. Still hurts, though. Zooming out a bit, 58% of all US Google searches now end in 0 clicks to any website. 0. We've been talking about zero-click searches for years, right? But AI overviews have acted like pouring gasoline on that fire. More than half the time, people get exactly what they need without ever leaving Google. So your content has to work twice as hard to actually earn that click.
Section 2. The citation silver lining. Let's look at how we can actually earn AI citations. Because despite all the doom and gloom, there is a massive opportunity here.
Check this out. This is the flip side. If your brand gets cited inside that AI overview, data shows you earn about 35% more clicks than a standard blue organic link. That's huge. And because the user has already read the summary and actively decided, hey, I want to know more about this, they convert at meaningfully higher rates. Earning a citation today is worth way more per click than just ranking organically. You're capturing incredibly high intent. Here's the paradigm shift. Ranking number 1 no longer guarantees traffic. Back in mid-2025, about 76% of AI citations were pulled straight from the top 10 organic results. By early 2026, that overlap completely tanked. Citations are regularly being pulled from pages sitting way outside the top 10, even on page 2. Why? Because the AI is hunting for specific clarity and direct answers, not just raw SEO ranking signals. And your exposure totally depends on user intent. Informational queries, they trigger AI overviews nearly 40% of the time. So if your whole strategy relies on generic what is content, you are definitely in the danger zone. But navigational and transactional queries trigger these overviews way less frequently. If you're running e-commerce or a direct lead business, you can breathe a nice, big sigh of relief. You're in a relative safe haven. Section 3. SEO, AAEO, and GEO. This is our new playbook for 2026, and it requires blending 3 essential disciplines. So,
The new reality goes like this. Traditional SEO, that still earns your foundational ranking. But then you need AEO, answer engine optimization, to get selected for a direct, quotable answer. And finally, GEO, generative engine optimization, is what gets you actively cited and recommended right inside those AI-generated responses. You really need all three working together to succeed now. We actually have real academic research showing how to spike your citation odds using concrete geotactics. Publishing original research gets you cited 3 to 5 times more often. Adding direct quotes, that boosts your odds by nearly 28%. Dropping in 5 to 7 fresh statistics, citing credible external sources, and using precise technical terminology, each of those individually bumps up your visibility by around 25 to 28%. It's a real game changer.
Section 4. Technical Signals and Authority. Writing great content isn't enough anymore. We have to give the AI machine readable proof that you're a credible source.
Pages with spot-on, comprehensive structured data are roughly 2.5 to 3.2 times more likely to get cited. Why is that? Because it totally removes the guesswork for the AI. Slapping on precise schema markup, things like article, FAQ page, and organization, hands the AI an explicit, machine-readable verification of exactly what your page is about and who wrote it.
Beyond your own site's code, EEAT and Entity Authority are absolutely your new best friends. You need to think of your external entity presence, like having a rock-solid Wikipedia page or a heavily populated LinkedIn profile, as your digital defensive moat. It proves your experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. These AI engines actively cross-reference those external platforms to double-check if your brand is legitimate before they ever decide to cite you.
Section 5. Your 2026 Action Plan. Let's walk through the exact steps to win that traffic back. You can't just opt out of AI overviews without de-indexing your entire site, so let's get into the blueprint.
Okay, step 1, get into Search Console and audit the pages that are bleeding clicks. Step 2, rewrite your headings and paragraphs so that you answer the user's question directly in the very first sentence. Keep it punchy, save the deep context for later. Step 3, refresh those pages with 5 to 7 new, properly sourced statistics and expert quotes. And step 4, deploy exact match schema so the AI reads it flawlessly.
Next, build out that entity presence off-site to prove you're an actual authority in your space. Start tracking your AI citations using specialized tools instead of obsessing over those outdated traditional rankings. And honestly, most importantly, protect your bottom line by doubling down on transactional and commercial content. Like we saw earlier, those are largely shielded from this whole AI overview disruption.
So, the rules of the game, they've been completely rewritten for 2026. Keyword density, raw backlinks, they just aren't going to save you anymore. You have to ask yourself, are you still just trying to rank a page? Or are you actually building content that a multi-billion user AI system trusts enough to cite? Because the choice you make today is going to dictate your traffic tomorrow.